And women, and this is something else we have to discuss about women, because this actually ties back into the human trafficking and the feminism and all these things. Women are in a very interesting position now in Western society where they are.
So this is a video I want to react to. This is about like the whole confusion when it comes to dealing with relationship between men and women, especially in the West. And I mean, forget about the fact that Andrew Tate is saying it, right? He's a controversial, you might disagree with the entire thing. I just want to react to this short segment and give my opinion about it. I mean, don't attack the messenger, you know? I know he got a lot of hate, but, you know.
Are equals, while also being better than us because they're girl bosses, while also being children, because every time they make a decision that other people don't like or they end up not liking, they didn't do it, someone tricked them.
Yes.
So we're in this three-phase garbage scenario where women are...
Yes, this comes like the whole thing of never holding them accountable. It comes from the fathers especially. One guy, he had this theory about like the a princess daughter or something like that, where the father thinks she's a princess and he treats her as like a certain way, and if he has a boy, like they got raised differently, and I've seen it in many situations. It's a valid criticism, and that's why women, they grow up with this mentality of like, oh, well, we should never be held accountable. And anyways,
are better than you, plus children, plus you're equal. Because when I say that the women I'm with are happy for me to have children with other women, you've tricked them. They're full-grown adults. I thought they were equal. I thought they could come up to their own conclusions. I thought they could sit there and go, you know what? A life from Andrew Tate. I get to be one of the most famous men in the world. He's extremely security conscious. I get to be very rich. I know my kids are going to be brown, sexy, tall, strong. They're going to have Patek Philippe's, diamonds, etc. It's fine. That's their decision to make, right?
Yes. So that's the thing. That's the main concern. It's about whether if they make the decision, should they be held accountable, or should we just blame the man? And he's gonna give a very good explanation on the logic, and then I'm gonna react to the entire thing.
People are gonna pretend that I fooled them somehow.
Yes.
And I actually think this is an interesting segue into how we fix modern society. And one of the most important distinctions we need to make as a civilization in the West, because all of our problems, from false rape charges, which I know a lot about, to feminism, to all of this garbage, comes down to this impossible scenario where women are girl bosses and better than men at everything, while also being our equal, while also needing DEI to get anywhere, while also being children who are permanently tricked into everything. Yeah. And this is a really interesting scenario to be in.
Yes, like he said, it's an impossible situation. You can't possibly win, no matter what you do. Whether you're poor, rich, you treat them nice, you treat them badly, you can't possibly win. The blame is always going to be on you, and it's like.
And I'll give you a very simple example. If there's a crazy bitch, woman, maybe.
You can't call it bitch.
There's a crazy woman,
right?
And she's nuts, and she takes Valium to sleep every night, and she's on mental health medication, and she drinks all the time, and she's crazy, and everyone knows she's a hoe. She's been with all the guys in town, and I marry her, and then she divorces me and takes half my money.
It's your fault.
I come to you guys and go, guys, I used to be rich. I had to cut the spaghetti in half. I lost it. She took all my money. You will sit and say to me, why did you marry her? She's nuts. Everyone knows she's nuts.
Yeah, it's your fault. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I was doing the Epstein reaction, the Epstein files reaction, I had this, I think it was the same podcast. There was this guy, he was trying to like say, well, those are victims. And nobody ever addressed the fact that I don't know, he don't know, nobody knows. The Epstein files are empty. There's no evidence. We don't have any footage. The flight log, okay, where somebody was on a plane, but we don't know about these so-called victims. And it's like, the entire thing was like, well, we want to know the name of the celebrities. Dude, this like, and the other thing, a year ago, I watched this documentary, and there was this woman, let's call her a woman. She said she admitted by herself she recruited between 40 and 60 girls. That's her own words. She said it on the documentary, and it was crazy. She was talking to the camera. She was in front of camera talking, giving her speech, right, about the details and all that. They put her name on the screen, and then below that they put victim. She just admitted of a crime in front of a camera, and the producer of the documentary. Well, first of all, everything is like the entire entertainment industry is corrupt. So I don't expect the producer to be different, or that specific Netflix documentary to be different. I'm telling you, the entire industry is sick. But the fact that you're calling her a victim, she just admitted of a crime. How the fuck do you recruit 50, 60 girls? That's just her number. I mean, I assume it's a way higher number.
You will blame me, right? Whereas if a woman goes out takes drugs, gets high, gets drunk, goes to the club, kisses 4 men, kisses the 5th man, gets in the taxi with him, goes back to the hotel, initiates sex with him, has sex with him, has no problem with that sex, asks him for a handbag 2 years later. He says no, then cries rape. No one will say, why did you do all those things? Why were you high? Why were you in his hotel? Why did you have sex with him? Instead, we'll say, that man's a predator.
Yes. That's just stupid. That's the confusion in the West. And I don't blame the guys who are like completely dissociating themselves from this whole relationship with women, because I don't think like there's a solution to that. You have to overthrow the whole system and come up with something new, because the way this trajectory is very dangerous. And he said an imaginary scenario. Well, I'm gonna give you a real scenario where you had what's called this guy is an MMA fighter, the guy from Ireland, Conor McGregor from Ireland. I don't watch MMA. I believe it's Ireland, right? This guy was being accused of abuse, right? A few months ago. That woman, the woman that accused him, I mean, he was found guilty on a civil suit, right? Which is completely different from a criminal. You need more evidence to be found guilty on a criminal case. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, first of all, that woman was unattractive. She was ugly and fat. I don't know what the hell, like why Connor would go with a woman like that. But it's not my position to tell you what to do. This woman was married. She had a whole husband at home. She had 2 kids or 3 kids. I can't remember the details. She left the house for 2 or 3 days, right? Which is insane. That's already like, I mean, the more I add to the story, to me it sounds insane. I don't know what you think about that. She lies to her husband, telling him she's going to work or whatever lie she told him. She go to a nightclub, have drinks. Then she goes to a hotel, and God knows what else, drugs, I don't know, cocaine, we don't know, allegedly. I don't want to get sued, right? So we don't know what happened, but you know. She goes to this party. There was in a hotel, right? She go in one room, had intercourse with one guy, leave that room, go to another room, and there's footage actually of her hugging the so-called abuser. Right? You might say, well, that's coercion, that like what they call Stockholm syndrome, like bullshit like that. Anyway, she goes to another room, had intercourse with another guy. She leaves that, and then I remember I was arguing with this guy on Twitter. It's like he was completely insane. Like I was like, dude, how can you like blame the guy? First of all, you weren't there. You don't know the details. And then what I've realized is that it's not what just this one specific guy. It was pretty much everybody. I was clicking on some tweet and I was reading the comments, and nobody addressed the fact that she was married, she had kids, she lied to her husband. She goes to a nightclub, dancing, drinking the drinks, eating the food, right? It's like dude, it's like, wow, I was abused. And nobody has any evidence, and everybody's attacking the guy, the MMA fight, the Conor McGregor. Everybody was attacking you. Who say like 99% of the people trying to attack the guy, and nobody has any evidence. This is a sick society. I don't know how the fuck do you solve this problem. I mean, this is impossible. Anyway, let's continue. I mean, I just want to address the last point.
We always blame the man. Women are not held accountable ever. It's always the man's fault all of the time.
That's what
my argument to that is, if that's the paradigm, if the men are permanently the only ones we blame for anything, then how can you make women better than us at everything and give them any kind of autonomy? You have to either say to women, listen to your father, then listen to your man, because you don't know good for yourself, or you have to say, you know good for yourself, so you're responsible for the scenarios you find yourself in. All of the world's problems come from the fact that we're picking and choosing, like Schrodinger's cat, picking and choosing at random, depending on the scenario, whether a woman is better than a man, or a completely helpless child who is fooled all of the time.
Yes, you can't really solve this problem. And then when you say, well, women should have guardians and then go through a man, to make every decision, then, well, no, it's oppression. Well, see, and now you created a system where they can take all the decision they want, and then they never held accountable. I mean, he explained it very well. I mean, my English is not perfect. I mean, it's not my first language, so that's why. I mean, he articulated really well. And I mean, whatever you think about Indutrait, this is like 1000% true. I don't know how you can tell me this is irrational thinking. Anyway, that's my take on it, and see you next time.